Going on there, workforce? Good afternoon, good evening. It's I guess now that I look at the time, it's not as early in the evening as I thought it was. So I guess we'll call this late night streaming in the afternoon. But I am just getting around to my afternoon stream. Today kind of got away from me. I had another one of my the rehabs for my back after the car accident. I guess that was, I don't know, feels like it was over a month ago. I'm sure somebody's doing the math on that. And actually, I'm really excited. The good news is today that I don't have to come back for 2 weeks. So my next one is the 16th. So I've gotten a lot better. So I was pretty excited about that. That's kind of good news. Let me shrink this window over so that I can actually open it from time to time without shooting it into the stream like that. All right. Professionalism at work. What's going on, Ricardo? You can't wait for Anthem? Oh man, Anthem has a lot of promise around it. Hopefully we haven't overhyped it at this point. I would love to have a game like that to play right now. Hey McMoofles, how are you doing this fine day? Alright. Let's see if there's any of these that I have not ever completed. Does not look like that's the case. So let's just pick up experience. 5,000 experience, 10,000 experience. 10,000 is way better than 5,000. And then we'll shoot this guy off. And last up, that should be everybody. That's at least everybody that I'm going to risk. And then we are jumping over, and we're going to go into archaeology today. We're going to go back to capping. I'll just keep doing archaeology and Legion since that's where I can fly. And that seems to make a lot of sense. And I have that Atsuna quest that I got yesterday. Yeah. We got rear-ended. I mean, that's been a lot of what's been driving this stream schedule and stuff. Is I have doctor appointments. They were multiple times a week, and then they moved to once a week, like a week or two ago, and then just moved to now. I don't have to come for a little while. So. It's all paid for by the other driver since it was not our fault. We were on the highway and traffic had come to a complete stop, and he did not. So it's all paid for by them, but that does not make it any less painful or any less convenient, because there are a lot of things I could picture doing with my day besides fixing a problem with my back that wasn't there before. So glad it's getting better. Glad they're doing a really good job at the rehab place. Yeah. So today's goal is to cap archaeology. So archaeology last night, I got it yesterday. I got it to 760. So I'd like to go ahead and cap it. I think there's probably an achievement for that somewhere in here. There it is. Get 800 points in archaeology. So that seems like a valid goal. Should be fairly easy since I pushed it. It feels like I don't know, 50 levels yesterday, and I only have 40 levels left. So I've been doing short streams all week, so we'll see if we can keep this one like right at an hour, and just keep moving. So let's see if we can push this up at all. I don't have anything? I got no fancy loot for them. Well, that's a bummer. Nothing to upgrade. We want stuff like this. We want upgrades, and there's no upgrades available. Plenty of oil, but I don't feel that we need any oil right now. So we'll just go with experience, I guess. Take the rare one. That's a lot of experience. Have I ever completed that one? I have. Good. I try to do all the rare ones at least once because I believe there's an achievement somewhere in there. I don't think it requires that I do all the rare ones, but I don't want to sit here and keep track of which ones it requires and which ones it doesn't. So I just the add-on tracks whether or not you've ever succeeded at it, and so I just do it until I have. I mean, I guess oil is better than failing to get experience. I don't know. That seems good. Is that everybody? Oh, nope. A couple more. 53. Good enough. Perfect. That guy all on his lonesome. 59 to get 700 is better than 59 to get 600. Perfect. Get out of here. Go, go, go. Alright. I love how much faster the dailies are in this game compared to Final Fantasy. There's very little tedium. It's straight into it. That's something I really admire as far as like your daily upkeep, how much faster you can do it. I was watching a video on a guide to gold making in Legion because I was wondering if any of the techniques would hold over in BFA, and I wasn't here for most of Legion. And he was actually showing, he had a timer up because he was speeding up his footage, so he had the timer up so that you could see how many seconds it was taking in real time. And some of his character swaps were taking place in like under a minute. Like 45 seconds to hop on and do the tasks that that character was created to do. And that was very, I guess, like, efficient to me, like the ability to take advantage of systems in the game. And it not, there's no running, there's no, because you can always mount in town. You know, like in Final Fantasy, this zone would be a no mount zone. Instead, I'm flying at 310% speed. So, like, I can really cover a lot of distance very, very quickly. And I do admire that. Alright. Complete our 3 missions here. Boom, success, boom, success, boom, success. Beautiful. And do we have any pet things? No, we don't. We'll pick rep. If you can't... Oh, there's some rep. And if you can't have rep, the third best thing is Waking Essence. And that's everybody. Alright, and that would be all of my dailies for the day. I would need to go do some rep dailies if we were kind of in the middle of an expansion. So that's something I'm not doing. And then technically Nomi. So I'm going to hop over to Dalaran and do Nomi, and then we'll head out to do some archaeology for the day. I don't know where the archaeology is today. I assume it's not in Itsuna again, because I assume it doesn't do the same zone 2 days in a row. I don't know if that was on a rotation or random. We're not going to be doing enough archaeology this expansion to figure out the pattern, but there definitely, I'm sure, is one. Oh, looks like it hasn't found out that I'm in bird form yet. That's okay. We're not anymore. Okay. What do you got for me, Nomi? Yeah, we'll open it up. Alright. Let me go see... I got some rep. Got some rep. Got some more rep. That was big rep. Alright. This character is not exalted with everybody, so that's why I'm still grinding rep on it, as opposed to my monk that is exalted with everybody, so rep is more of a secondary thing. Silver mackerel. I don't know where that mackerel's coming from. I don't feel like I did any fishing yesterday, so I felt like I'd already sent off everything but the eggs. Perfect. So, archaeology. Now, for anybody just joining us that wasn't here yesterday and kind of wondering what archaeology is, archaeology is, I assume that means you're coming from 14, since we do have a fair bit of 14 content out there in the world. And so, we need to go to Val'Sharah. So actually, it would have been faster to do my Nomi earlier in the day, but that's okay. We'll fly there this way. And while we're on our way, yeah, we will talk about what archaeology is. So archaeology is basically the treasure map system from Final Fantasy, except the vast majority of it is not group content. It is solo content. And instead of getting treasure maps from is WoW newcomer friendly. You're getting a little tired of 14. It is very newcomer friendly, especially compared to 5 years ago, in my opinion. So archaeology is basically you go out in the world and there's dig sites in one zone each day. So this one is today is Val'Sharah, and you go around the zone and you go to these specified dig sites. And when you're inside the dig site, you will be looking for an artifact, and you'll be looking for artifact fragments. And you'll do that by surveying. And so you'll put a little survey down on the ground, and it'll look just like the way they survey in real life, where they got the little like telescope thing. And it'll have a little blinking light, and that blinking light will tell you how close you are. Red means not even close, yellow means pretty close, green means you're right basically on top of it. And so you use that to kind of, and it points in the direction that you need to go. So you kind of triangulate, and then you find a handful of artifacts per dig site, and you move to the next dig site. Occasionally one of these shovels is golden, and that is when it is group content, because it is in an area surrounded by elite mobs instead of regular mobs, so they're not really soloable at the beginning of an expansion. This late in the expansion, everything about this is soloable. And then you just find archaeology, and you use those to put those fragments together and solve these little relics that you're kind of working on. So, for example, I could finish this Highborn relic right now because it only asks for 35 fragments, and I have 48. So I could easily go ahead and do that. Let me fly over and pick up this treasure chest real quick. So why did you stop WoW 5 years ago? And maybe I can answer whether or not like those aspects have changed. It says there's a treasure chest like right on top of me. I assume it must be downstairs. Yes, probably. I'm not interested in doing that right now. I'd like to go get all the treasure chests on this character at some point, but I'm not gonna like dig into different caverns for it. That doesn't seem worth it. There will come a day when that is something that is worth my time. But we'll do like treasure chests like this. And actually there's a rare mob up, which is fantastic. Shadow Quill here. Alright, rare mob is down. Ooh, what did he give me? He gave me an egg. It's just an artifact power. That's a bummer. What a waste. Alright. This character never even did Suramar, so I have like literally, or mana. There's no use for mana on this character because I never did Suramar. Yeah, so what's different now is, first of all, the game's gotten broader, as any MMO would, so there's a lot more of every type of content than there's ever been in the past, which is always exciting. Am I supposed to kill this guy? Oh, I think I want to go kill... You're not the person I thought you were. I want to go kill this? No, this. I don't know what's happening. There's like a whole little like event going on. This guy's like doing all this chatting. Oh, there's like a whole thing to it. Alright, cool. Ooh, that goodies. So the big differences between now and 5 years ago is I also stopped 5 years ago, so I assume you're talking about Pandaria. First of all, questing's gotten a lot easier. You don't really do this pack versus Draenor. You don't really do like Beast Tribe style quests anymore. You do what's called world quests, and so that's what I have mine turned off right here. I was like, why are they not? So they'll pop up right here. And world quests are little quests out in the world, and it lets them reuse quests from various like quest lines and that they thought were really engaging, or have, you know, normal daily type things like kill 10 of things, defend the point, all of that. And they're ever rotating, so you never have to do the same type twice, and you don't really have to do any of them because you can avoid them, because what you have instead is these little caches. And so what I have is if any time in the next 12 hours, and you have up to 3 at a time, you get 1 per day, and you always look back up to 3 days. So if I haven't done any of them in 3 days, then you could actually do all 12 quests right now. So I need to do 4 High Mountain ones, 4 Dreamwalker ones, and 4 Argus Reach ones. And so I can just pick the zone. So High Mountain, I would need to hop up to High Mountain. The Dreamwalkers is in Val'sharah, the zone we're in right now. And then Argus is over on Argus. And so you just go there and you do any 4 quests at any time in that whole 3-day window before this expires. And it'll give you a chest, and that chest has loot in it. And so you can kind of decide if that's worth it. And then a lot of times it's like the best way to get rep when you're grinding up rep. So it's a neat system. PvP has a whole leveling system to it now that has prestiges. I mean, it just, in general, the game has gotten to where it's like if you don't feel that one type of content serves you, then you just don't do it. Like, that's totally fine. The game is bigger than that now. LFR is still as toxic as ever, but other than that, I feel the community's gotten better in every way. That's my personal opinion of it. And I came back at the end of an expansion, which is kind of one of the least exciting times to come back to an expansion because nobody cares about the content. So like you're like, oh, this is my first time here, and they're like, yeah, I don't care. And I still felt very welcome when I had questions in dungeons or said I was new. It was great. the worlds are, of course, more beautiful and bigger than ever, because that's what MMOs do, every expansion. So, if you're looking for a break from Final Fantasy, I think Final Fantasy is kind of underwhelming right now. It would be a decent time to consider picking up WoW. If you played before, coming back, you could just reactivate your account for $15, and it would actually give you access. You wouldn't have to purchase anything. You get access all the way up to the current expansion for free. So all but Battle for Azeroth, which I think is awesome. That's a really clever thing they're doing. That's a brand new news, so I don't know if that happens pre-BFA, but I assume so. I assume that's like right now. But that's the direction they're headed, is just activate your sub and we'll give you the game. We'll give you, you know, all the games you need to play, except for the current one. What's going on, Emily? And you can always pay for the current one with like in-game gold and stuff like that. So you could just save up. You can pay your subscription with in-game gold now, which is super exciting. Is it in the water? It's in the water. That's how they get you. I wasn't assuming it was in the water. Silly me. I like when they are, I'll be real honest, I like when they're not, like, covered in mobs. Like, I like when there's nothing I have to kill here. I really do appreciate that. Ah, I ran right over it. It lit up. Where'd it go? Come on, waiting for my head to light up. There it is. Ah, this way. I think it's done a lot to stimulate the economy, giving it a real value, giving you a goal. It's not necessarily about the $15, because we're all willing to pay that now. It's the principle of, I played this game so much that I got to play for free. Oh, so these are not highborn, these are demonic. So we're completing a different set of relics today. Okay, so if we go to our relics here, we are working on demonic, and we got a demonic thing here. Wait, what's that do? Use to awaken the worm tongue collector. Alright. What does he do? Oh, he attacks me. And I attacked that guy's. So by attacking that guy's, do I get loot? Yes, I do. That is so cool. Okay, so that rare thing drops this special mob, and I assume he's going to drop relic shards for me. Yeah, and between the two of them, I got 28. Alright, and that's an alliance player. Cool. No, horde player? Horde player from a different server. His name... I changed my UI plates, so, like, the first thing I think is, like, when it looks different. But it's Tauren, so it's horde. But it looks like an alliance player. There we go. Alright. I mean, I agree with you. It absolutely, like, it gives you... It also, like... If people want to spend more money, if they want to give Square Enix more money, instead of giving a gold seller money and risking their account, by all means do it, but don't just artificially print money to give them gil. Take that money out of people who then want to sell their money. So just act as an intermediary. Okay. This guy's just going to follow me around, I guess. We can wait and see if he gets a rare thing here. What is that? It says I can drop... That guy can drop a green? Okay. The next dig site... I like that his Frostwolf form is a raptor. It's very cool. What's going on, Mike? But yes, we need a gil token very, very badly. You got everything to 60 well before August 3rd. Now, that includes all your crafters. So you've done all Disciples of the Land, and you've done all Battle. But did you also get crafters? Because last time I was talking to you, you were working on your gatherers. And you'd run out of rested going into, I think, botany. There we go. This is a very small survey zone, so we'll see how they hide all this. Oh, you had your crafters. Okay, so you are totally done. Very cool. Now, is this item unique? It is not unique, so I could technically stack these up. Wow, this is awesome being able to farm these two at a time. Cool. That makes a huge difference. Like, that is absolutely fantastic, because those things are ridiculously rewarding. Still further, huh? I thought that was... There it is. Everything to 60. So what are you going to get to 70 first? Assuming your main hasn't already been there. Solve, and there we go. Next common. All right.
You cannot resist sleep.
I don't know if that was his guy or mine. I don't feel like I spawned that guy, so unless it was just random chance. It's possible. There we go. Man, I am so not good at honing in on these yet. It just takes practice to get used to kind of like what the distance is based on the type. So that should be right there. Let's go ahead and search for that. Ooh. Hopefully this guy keeps showing up at all the same dig sites as me. There's no guarantee we'd even have the same dig sites because they're not the same for everybody. So like I've done archaeology in a group before, and like sometimes one of you just doesn't have a dig site. So you kind of all just stick together, and that person's job is to clear any mobs that are in the area. Or if there are no mobs in the area, they'd just be sitting there fishing, because fishing is something everybody can do. All right, next dig site. Hopefully we get to run into that guy again some tonight. Alright, so we're already 774, so I don't think we're going to have any trouble hitting this tonight. I mean, I've been wrong before, but we're already up 14 levels, and I'm only 24 minutes in, so... And now I'm actually on site. I was messing around with dailies and stuff here. So you already have Red Mage at 70. Ooh, wow, even a nice eye level. Culinary and Weaver are already at 70. Oh my gosh, you're going to have everything to 70 before me and you're new to the game. That is absolutely wild. Relatively new. That is absolutely wild and makes me feel incredibly lazy. I've been playing the game since 2.0 and I spent so long with just not getting it done. Same in WoW. Like, I've always been a one character. So, like, when I switched to Alliance, I leveled up a hunter. But, otherwise, like, I have a hunter for Alliance, and then I have a druid for Horde. And, like, every time I've switched for a different group of friends, if I'm Alliance, I stay my hunter. And if I'm Horde, I'm a druid. That's really it. So, this is the first time I've leveled up a bunch of characters. I think you guys have inspired me quite a bit to pick up the pace. So now I have multiple 70s in Final Fantasy. I have multiple 110s in WoW. That guy's a rare mob, so I figured I'd just trigger him. I cannot find this thing. It says it's like right here. Up the hill. Come on. Oh, I already have his drop, so we won't kill him. Crafting gets boring to you, Mike? I think 14 has one of the best crafting systems in any game ever. It's wonderful. I don't know what more you could expect from a crafting system. Crafting in WoW is painfully repetitive. And they haven't done anything, in my opinion, to make it look like BFA is going to be more engaging when you're doing it at like a mass scale for money. It is always a secondary system. Right here. Go ahead and kill this guy. I think the artifact is like right there. Nope. Oh. That was very close. Yeah, way to take advantage of that road to 60 buff. It's such a short window of time, and I think most people just use it to boost their first kind of character, and then later they have to go back and do it. It's kind of been my plan with BFA, so I've been watching all these gold making videos and stuff because I'm really interested in kind of all the speculation around how to make the most money, because several of my friends have said over the last couple expansions they've been able to make all the money they need for the whole expansion within the first like month of the expansion, so they can last the entire 2 years off of that money. So I'm really interested in that kind of concept, in just kind of spending a ton of time, because all the prices are hiked up so much that basically like every hour you spend making money in the first month of an expansion is equivalent to like 4 to 12 hours depending on how late in the expansion you wait, as far as efficiency and stuff like that. So I think if I could spend like a couple days taking it really seriously, I could really come out way ahead. I love this legendary so much. I'm bummed those are going away. It's so good at melting stuff like that. Alright, we'll hold on to that petrified thing in case we run into that guy again. Courtesy dictates that since we were kind of eating off of his, that we would share with him the same luxury. I don't know. I feel like I should have already run into it. Oh, very close. Very close. You want to fill here crafting logs too? You mean like craft all the individual things, or what do you mean by that? I mean, you're bound to have made a bundle of money by now, just leveling all that stuff. Depending on how you leveled it, because there's definitely profitable ways to level. Oh, that's full. Demonic. And we are going to use our mark here. And then complete the next one. Still another common. That's how they get you. Oh, we triggered one. Hooray! Man, these guys take a ton of damage. That other stuff would have been long dead by now. Okay, keep restoring. Gotcha. I think we got everything there. Alright, so we're up to 3 more restored artifacts, which is fantastic. We're saving all of our restored artifacts for Battle for Azeroth. At least one of everything. Wow. Yeah, the level 60 tools are pretty cool. I think that they should work a lot harder on making glamour for crafters something really special. For how long that they sit there staring at their character. Like in battle, I'm not really as aware of my shoulder pads, right? Like my shoulder pads all has fanciness on them. Like my particle effects are all the way down at a minimum so that my frame rate will stay high for streaming. And like these shoulder pads are still really intense. And like, when am I looking at it? Like if I'm killing stuff, right? Like I'm not focused on my shoulders. I'm panning around. I'm not standing in things. Especially on like a druid where like most of my time I spend in moonkin form, so my shoulders don't even matter. Give my crafters something special. Not that WoW has crafters, but the concept still holds. Alright. Found it. Oh. Tab target for the lose. Well, at this point, we might as well pull all the things. Well, I guess those birds don't pull. I pulled that bird for fear that they would pull themselves anyway, and I might as well pull it while I have a cooldowns up, but turns out that's not an issue. Now, one of the little tricks I do is there's no advantage to clearing all the dig sites if your goal is just to level and get the things, not like see the world and all that. So I always try to work my dig sites from the south working north, or just pick a direction and stick to it, because I have an add-on called Handy Notes. Come back, buddy. I have a friend for you. I have a thing that I can summon. Because Handy Notes kind of slowly let you know where the nodes are, not to mention just your own memory of getting to know where the nodes are. So I prefer to kind of use it as a slow method of learning so you get faster and faster at clearing the nodes. Keep an eye on that other guy. Alright, and let's go ahead and use our item. Don't we have an item? I thought I had an item. Maybe I accidentally used it while I was in the other thing. Hey, that's what summoned that guy. Okay, well, I was trying to save it, mentally, in my head. If it's the thought that counts, then we totally shared that with that guy. I wondered, I was like, why did that stuff just spawn randomly? When you do a restored artifact crating, does that have a chance at that? I don't know what a Risen Assassin is. Get myself plenty of meat and stuff, though, for Nomi. Not that that's worth anything at this point, so if I'm really worried about meat for Nomi, I should be buying it up on the auction house. If you guys have any professions that you really want to power level for Legion, this is probably the time to do it. Yeah, I mean, as far as getting the level 60 gear, I wouldn't get any level 50 or 60 gear or any gear that's at the end of an expansion that's not the final current expansion, because of the way gear progresses. The next, like, few levels, there's always fresh gear for the new expansion. So when you go from 50 to, like, 51, 52, or 60 to, like, 61, 62, there's always really cheap options for people that are now back in a leveling state. So I wouldn't ever worry about trying to stock up too much on 50 or 60 gear. I would instead get the, like, 52 vendor gear or the 62 vendor gear. I think you're going to have a lot better luck as far as bang for your buck goes. So I would go straight from, like, 48 to, 52 and 58 to 62 as far as, like, my gear goes. Until you're current. Now, once you're current, there's no way to do that. So you got to just embrace what's current. All right. Could be right here. Oh, back the other way. Great success. Dig site complete. Alright, and the next dig site is south of us. Says there is a... Oh, this chest is after the quest, so I'd have to clear the quest, which I am not going to do right now. So we are 36 minutes in, and I am at 792. So shouldn't have any trouble getting to 800. All right. Perfect. Now that's an Alliance player right there, a Draenei Paladin. And I cannot attack him because I do not have War Mode on. Very intentionally. Not really a mode I've wanted to spend a lot of time in. I'm glad it's there. I'm not looking for it. I don't... Maybe it'll be worth it. We'll have to play with it when BFA launches. But I think for the most part, I'm kind of over world PvP. If I come out into the world, like if I want a PvP, I'll jump into PvP, because world PvP was something that excited me back in the day when, like, battlegrounds were not nearly as developed as they are now. So I would rather just PvP when I want to PvP. I'm out here to do archaeology, not get slammed in the back by a paladin. You're loading up on belts and accessories. Yeah, I mean, the key is, like, so much of it's reusable. So, you know, with yours all being so close, like, as long as they're all kind of on the same set, you're not using very much inventory space. That's what's really driving what I'm leveling next in that game, just in 14, because armory is a big deal. So, like, my gatherers and stuff right now, I'll probably be back on miner tomorrow because it's the lowest, and I really want my inventory space back. So if I could get all my tanks up, all my gatherers up, I'd be in a lot better spot. Work on my healers after that. And I'll start with the Scholar Summoner so that my Red Mage, Black Mage, and Summoner are done, so that my casters are done. There we go. Probably pop into live here, just in case there's anybody that wants to hang out tonight. Alright. Into Discord. Just wasn't thinking about it. Oh, I think I flew over it. Could be further, I guess. Nope, it's not. So like if you zoom in just a little bit, you should be able to start using this to kind of check various nodes, because now I have a whole bunch of them. And so now I can gauge which way it's saying. So it says that it's yellow this way. And so that's the first one I'd check. And then we don't have any this far out, so we'll come over here and do it again. It says green this way. So let's come see if one of these is it. Not there. Not there. You've been doing all your hunts too? Oh my gosh, you must just be playing a crazy amount. Be careful of burnout. I would warn you on that. Sometimes when somebody pushes that hard right when they get into a game, they end up taking a long break. We've lost several friends who have come in and hit it really hard and then just are gone. And the next dig site is up here. All right. And we're back at, I think, the first dig site we did. Not bad. I like repeating the dig sites. Let's go fly over to this one. Nope. Yellow this way. Okay, let's come try right here. So now we're flying node to node instead of just randomly checking. There we go. That's technically a new node in the water. So you just go from crafting to... So your breaks are built in, they're just in-game. It's not a bad way of doing it. There's so much to that game. I mean, it never ends. This could be way out here, I assume, on the very edge, maybe? Because it was red. Oh, red the other way. Okay. Let's come on down and see if we can find one maybe up on this hill. Nope. I'm really having trouble honing in on this one. There we go. Now we're making progress. This is one step more active than fishing. Like, it's not the most active thing you can do, but it's kind of like mining in like, it's the same amount of like moving around a small area and then you have to move to another small area eventually. So it feels a lot like that same like mining and botany in 14. You just run around, touch a node, run around, touch a node. Oh, and we're full again. All right, we've got... I don't know if there's any advantage to using 3. Oh, Legion Archaeologist. Hooray! I will carefully crate that. Awesome. So now I am 800. Let's see. Obtain 950. Obtain 100 unique common artifacts. So I would need more common artifacts. Find 20 rares. Just keep going. Yeah, I don't... There's so many. I haven't found a single pristine Legion artifact, by the way. Restore each of the commons. So I've done a lot of them. I don't know how many commons there are. Does it show me in my completed? Demonic? It just shows my completed ones. It doesn't show my incompleted. They're very expensive though. The demonic ones are like, they've taken a lot. Like it takes 140 for the next one. Alright. Well, I've got time. I guess I could go fish. That's probably the logical thing to do, because that's the next thing I need to do. So we'll finish this dig site, and then I'll go fishing. We'll just go back and do the Dalaran fishing, because that's up literally every day, and it takes 2 seconds to get to. You're finally taking the time to get a 110 of all of the classes? How close are you? I've only got 4, and some of those are give-me's, like Demon Hunter's easy. You have a level boost, so that's easy. You have a 100 level boost, so that's easy. Oh, didn't mean to do that. And then I had my main, who was already, you know, somewhat leveled. Oh, you evade bugged. Alright. We'll go ahead and use this. Because why not? Because I'm literally wrapping up for the day as far as archaeology goes. Alright. It'd be nice if I could finish one more artifact today. I do have 3 of the things, so 12, 24, 36. Still not enough. Awesome. Yellow. There's a whole bunch over here. Maybe right here? Back this way? Found it. It's actually a new spot. Alright. They're very clustered. Makes you wonder if it can literally be anywhere in these things, if they've kind of worked that out so it's not nodes anymore. It's like just random. So once I harvest this enough times, the whole thing, my handy notes will just be littered all over it. You just need Mage and Shaman. Which one are you going to do first? Mage has never appealed to me. Both my brothers love cloth wearers. I do not like being that squishy. Which is interesting because Black Mage is what I mained in 14. And it didn't bother me at all. I think in general I don't feel it as squishy, and you don't die quite as fast in 14. A lot of it has to do with the slower global cooldown. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn those off again. So that dig site's done. So we'll go back, and with our remaining minutes, we'll go ahead and fish on Margos, because it's 10 minutes, and what am I going to do with it? Shaman's already at 42, home stretch. The first 60 levels is the hardest. How are you leveling it? What is the fastest way to level these days? I mean, I know have a whole heirloom set and everything's important, but might as well check on my...
I have many wares.
There we go. I figured I might as well check on my stuff while I was there. My transmog, make sure that everything's updated. I can drop off this meat, drop off my pet badges, drop that off. That's soulbound, so we can disenchant that. And that's soulbound, so we can disenchant that. And we can open up our pet goodies. Alright. Ooh, 9, that's a good drop. Drop off the badges. And that's it. Drop off the ancient mana. In case I ever do decide to level Suramar, it'd be nice to have a little bit of mana sitting around. Okay. I keep a fair amount of the wildfowl eggs on me, but I have a lot more in my bank should I ever need it. Alright, off to Margos. My paladin is 50, so that would be number 5 for me. But there's a long way to go from 5 to all but 1.5. And I don't know how I'd ever level rogue. That has just never appealed to me in the slightest. So I appreciate people that want to main rogue, because I will not be that person. Just does not appeal to me. Custom, find group, and fish friends. I think it's Margot's, right? Let's just do fish. Margot's fishing. Sign up. Sign up. Accept. Alright. So at some point I do want to finish all the fishing things for the fishing buddies. So that's kind of my next thing to do. Wow, all these people are offline. They just log off while in the group. So it's just me and one other guy. Well, that's how it's going to be from pretty much here on out. So that's okay. It's best if it's a large group. Let me see if that's the one I need. Fisher Rain? Was that what it was? Let me just see which one I need. Just for fishing. Incompletes. Probably at the very... Well, probably not the bottom anymore, huh? Become best friends. I'm missing Keeper Rain. So let's just go do that real quick for however long I'm able to stay on. Pre-made group. Since this group's, like, literally dead. Find a group. Fish. And we want to join the biggest group we can, 35 people. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Fisher Ring. Perfect. That's great. Alright, off we go. I don't know which zone that's in. Oh, it's in Val'sharah. Of course it is. Right where I came from. That's funny. I've flown to Val'sharah like 3 or 4 times tonight. I didn't realize I'd finished all the others. So I'm actually really close. And then Corbin, which is another one. Because I don't think Margot's... He's either his own thing, or he's not an achievement. I don't know. But I would like to fish all the rare fish, because that's all I'm missing to get the artifact fishing rod. And the artifact fishing rod is something I am very much interested in. Go to Wrath, avoid Outlands. They still have experience pots? I thought they got rid of those. I thought those were like those are now gone. So they're still sitting on the market, but they're just going up in price. And then the Legions. The Legions are changing, so they're going to be up perpetually from now on. So that should help with that. With leveling. That's incredible. How many hours do you think it takes to level a character? The pots only work in Draenor, and you have to use garrison resources to get them. Well, I have plenty of garrison resources. That's easy to get. And, like, if you're missing garrison resources, they make themselves, so you could always just leave it at the beginning and just log in for a couple days and let them build up. And then you would... There we go. What is this? Cool. I love the fishing raids. This is such a neat idea. Alright. So we'll need 500 of the corrupted globules. So I'm not going to get there tonight. It takes 2 or 3 hours. So I'm kind of bound to finding out what days the guys I need are up, and then I kind of have to do them the next time they're up if I want to do it pre-BFA. Because he's only going to be up 1 or 2 more times before BFA. So 2 more times, I guess. So I'll get a head start on this one tonight. That'll shorten, but I'm not gonna stay up 3 hours and do this right now. So we'll get going. I'm glad I capped archaeology. That was definitely something I wanted done. I don't really care if cooking is capped, because I plan on doing cooking like right at the beginning of the next expansion. And you really only need to cap cooking. I think it's separated for each expansion like the other professions. Let's see. We'll do 1 click per thing here. Alright, so if we go to professions, yeah, cooking is out of 100, so it's Legion cooking. And you have to level all the different kinds of cooking separately. If I can get the cast off before he flags me in combat, I don't have to help kill it. I mean, I can help kill it, but I definitely don't have to, because it doesn't drop loot. So if I open that up, I don't know if TSM yet tells you, like, how your cooking is leveled. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. But see, there's no money to be made this late in the expansion. All these things are not profitable, really. Cooking's it's one of those preferences that really only matters when it's current. I mean, maybe it's Noggenfogger Elixir, is that cooking? Or the fish you eat, the fish from the Barrens? That's about it. That kind of turns you into stuff. One to 2 weeks. But you think you could do it in a week. That's pretty impressive. I may get there. In BFA, I'd love to... So, I'm going into BFA with 4 characters at cap, which is the most I've ever had. By far. I went into Cataclysm with 2. And I went into Pandaria with 1. So, like, Cataclysm is at 2. So, if I'm going into BFA with 4, then I would love to come out of BFA with, let's say, 8. That seems reasonable. So, I think first step would be to get all my tanks. And what I'm missing is Paladin's at 50, Death Knight is at 58, and then Warrior is at maybe 20. Oh, he knocks me back. Not cool. So, getting those 3 up, and then I would have all the tanks. And actually, right now, those don't seem to be the really exciting tanks. So it looks like Monk and Druid are the exciting tanks. And I already have Monk, Demon Hunter, and Druid capped. And then next I would work on healers. And I have Druid, Monk, and Priest right now. So I'm missing... what? And I'd have Paladin. So I'm missing Shaman, I guess. That's it. So... that'd be nice. See if I could have 8 coming out of BFA. If I get to 8, then I can increase the goal. But I admire people like you that are coming up on all of them. The big thing about 8 is, like, I will have already crossed the point where I have all the professions, because there's only, I think, like 13 in the game right now. So as soon as you get to your 7th character, you have open profession slots. So you get to decide, like, how you want to do that. Oh no, you deleted them. Oh, because you wanted to do the other race? You could have race changed. Well, I guess it doesn't count, because you have to start as that race, right? That's the thing, is, like, I have a lot of really... like, I created low-level characters to book out all my names, but I think I'll end up deleting some of them to try the special races. Because you get Mog, right? You get Transmog if you do the races? How am I doing on these things? I'm at 44. Come on, big catch. There it is. Get a cast off before he does anything goofy. I love that it's based on when the catch goes off, not when the catch entered the water. So as long as they got that glowing effect up before I finished my cast, I got the big boost of stuff. Go. The artifact fishing rod is just so good. Like, the water walking is great. I know it won't have the barrel ability or the undercurrent ability, but it does have water walking. It does look really good. I feel like there's something else to it. Water walking's the big one. I wonder if it'll still gain experience in the next expansion, even though like a lot of it's still geared at Legion. Having all max characters is great. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. So, like for example, I have an add-on that lets, like, when I set up a pet battle, so if I set up a team for a pet battle, like, if I know that, like, this is the team I want to fight for that pet battle, every time I go to that trainer, it'll automatically equip that team for me, so I don't have to, like, fiddle with swapping everything. So once you configure it once, it's set. And so if there's ever a pet battle that, like, drops the badges, and you have a team that you know can beat it handedly, you set that team up once, and then you can go on every character. So, like, the other day there was a Warden Tower up next to another Warden Tower, and one dropped, like, 5 PvP medallions, and one dropped 4. And 12 is a set. And so I went and did it on 3 of my 4 characters. And so if you had them all decently geared, just dungeon gear, you could go complete that world quest. You're absolutely right. You could go complete that world quest, you know, a dozen times. And the rewards that I'm thinking of, all those rewards are account bound. So all those pet battles, all those honor things, those all, you just consolidate them on one character, send them all to your main, and then your main can go shopping. Absolutely. That's huge. Do they add more slots? Are there, like, how many characters can I have per server right now, and how many classes are there? Basically, I'm asking, can you have doubles? I only care about achievements on my main, but, like, I wouldn't mind having... Like, my main is an enchanter miner, always has been, and I don't really want to change that because I have a lot of really old enchants, but druids are really good double gatherers. And so if there's room, I'd love to have another druid that's a double gatherer. I mean, I'd like my main to have any achievements associated with gathering, but there's very few. Like, it's just cap things, you know? Now, if you level boost them, does that count, or does it have to be legitimately leveled? Like, does it know the difference? The max is 15 and there are 12 classes, so you do have room to double up. Okay. That also allows you to, like... So, like, my 4 characters already have their professions set based on which professions I wanted. Not really based on, like... Because I don't plan on having more characters anytime soon, so I just picked the professions that I either have done in the past or I think are really cool. And so I just... And that supplement what my close friends have. So I have some close friends on this game, so I intentionally didn't pick any professions that they have outside of gathering. Because that just doesn't... Like, if I need an item from it, they'll make it for me. So... Like, for my initial, I guess, stable, whatever you want to call it, I was really worried about just, like, rounding out the professions of me and my friends and doing professions that I just wanted to try, because the professions fall within a couple of different categories, so I kind of got a little bit of each. But, long-term, there are some, like, really good combinations. Like, jewel crafting, if they do it, like, the way they've done it in the past, you'll be able to make those rings, and then some of those rings are bind-on pickups, so you make these rings for yourself, and then you can disenchant them. Which means I would need a second enchanter, but really just solely for the purpose of disenchanting their own jewel crafting items. but I will probably already have a jewel crafter by then because jewel crafting is really important. I think I'll probably do jewel crafting and blacksmithing on my paladin, and then I will just mail all of my ore there on my miner. So I'll mine everything, mail it there, and then he can decide what to do with it. I may have to share with my engineer, but engineer is one of those professions that, like, you really only do it for a very select set of items and transmutes. You don't, it's not like a constant engineering, at least historically in my experience. Obviously I haven't played the last haven't played the last 2 expansions really. I didn't play much of Legion or Draenor. Like, I remember engineering as being something that is more for like pets and gadgets and trinkets and stuff like that, but otherwise, like, it kind of sits idle. It's a really cool profession, but as opposed to something like alchemy or jewel crafting, where there's this constant need and you can just crank out hundreds of items a week and sell them all, because they're kind of tied to progression. There we go. I think of jewel crafting as being the largest consumer of ore. Am I not catching anything? Like, I swear I'm right-clicking. Oh, I'm at 100. Like an idiot. Okay. Yeah, turn it in. There you go. I was like, what is going on? That's like 3 casts in a row that I just didn't get anything. Okay. So I'll get off at 11. Probably be a good point to wrap up. So I'll just keep fishing until then. We can at least knock out one of his ranks. So I should be rank 2 with him out of 5. So that's better. That's a step in the right direction, right? It's not great. But the goal tonight was archaeology. So I already achieved that. So this is just kind of a bonus that one of the ones I needed was up. I wouldn't mind capping with Margos as well, and getting everything off of that, because I not only want to cap, I want to buy everything off of them. So you have to get like 750-ish of the little things. So I'm at 100. So I've done, you know, tonight I'll have done maybe a 1/6 of it by the time we're all said and done here. Without any boost or RAF, recruit a friend. Okay. To get the armor. So I already have inscription, and I'm super excited about the contracts, and I think that's going to be really valuable early on when people are grinding rep. So I'm hoping to grind up. I would like to level my Alliance Hunter on the other server at some point. I don't know that I would transfer it over here. I don't think there's any value in doing that, but I wouldn't mind leveling it just because I don't have the achievement for some reason for ever having both factions capped at once. And I know I had them both capped going into Cataclysm, but I don't have that achievement. So maybe that's just in my head. Maybe I was just under cap or something. But I don't think so, because I racing, so I would have had it. So maybe Lich King, that achievement wasn't out yet. A ton of money next expansion. I could just pay for a faction change or a level boost. The problem is, once I level Hunter on Alliance, I don't know that I'd ever have a Horde Hunter, because I don't know that I'm going to level the same class twice. I mean, I say that, but like, I'd be willing to level Druid again just for the sake of having a Druid Gatherer, but it'd be tough. Keep cracking those nuts. We'll see if it eventually finishes that world quest for me. Ah, it says 0 nuts cracked. So I guess those aren't counting. am I doing on these things? I'm already at 35 again, so that's something. Yeah, not wanting 3 hunters is fair. What did I just get? Nightmare Crawler. They're trading for a ton of money, and it's unique, so I have to use it. I guess I could mail it, but I'm not going to. I'll just use it. Thank you, I guess. It says it's trading for a lot of money. Come on. So I've got... And this is going to help me catch the rare fish in this area, which I need for the artifact fishing rod. Which is probably why it's trading for so much money. Alright, so we caught 1 rare fish. A terror fin. Should only take a couple hours to hit cap in the new expansion based on how fast all this stuff levels, assuming they have similar systems in place. This is so nice and chill here. Looks like I have 1 minute left of my rare fishing, but I've already caught my rare fish, so we're all good there. There's a handful of rare fish that I still need for the artifact achievement, so I don't know if there's another one in this fishing pool or not. If so, I'd appreciate if it would give it to me now. I'm gonna get maybe 1 or 2 more good casts out of this, and then I'm gonna be all set. I enjoyed Hunter. Remember having to have ammo? Oh, what a silly concept. Making my own adamantine shells. Oof, what a grind. Alright, last cast. I don't know if this one will go off in time. I don't know that it'll matter. Assuming it's based on the other same logic. Yep, didn't count. So we're back to 50. So, I should have pushed into the second tier here. Yep. So we're now pals. Yeah, you can buy those for 25. I'd really rather worry about all this stuff. Useful when fishing. Used to throw the fish bones away. What does that do? Alright. I don't know what any of those things do. I mean, I think the novelty would wear off. I think that the idea that you could be in raid content and run out is a weird mechanic. It's a weird thing that you have to maintain that no one else does. It was neat because it added like a cost element, but in my opinion, if they're going to go that direction, they need to find a way to make more classes have those type of consumables and stuff like that. It seems like they're pushing the other way with professions, where they're this very secondary system. Especially now that they're kind of like, I mean, it makes sense, I guess, that, what did I just get? Oh, summon an enormous globule. Okay. I summoned that. Neat. It was my turn. Alright, cool. Why can I not cast? There it is. What's up, Nick? My main, I'm gonna go Guardian Druid. That's my plan. I've never tanked as my main in WoW. But I'm growing to like it in 14, and it's what my group in WoW needs, is tanks. I've always healed for raids, and I've always DPS for everything else, and like dungeons and stuff like that. and mostly range DPS across the board. Hunter, Boomkin, stuff like that. I've done a little bit of Feral. It's what they need. It's something I'm learning to do. Seems fun. We'll see. I hear Druid tanking's pretty straightforward, so we'll give it a shot. You have the Mage Tower skin. I like the Mage Tower skin for Feral a whole lot. I do have the Mage Tower skin for Guardian. It's neat, but like if they come out with another skin, I would definitely consider it. I like being a cow. But I get it. Not everybody does. I totally get it. A Tauren Druid. This was the first character I ever created on my own account, and I also had a Tauren Druid on the account before this. The account I created in 2004. This one was created in like 2007 or 8. Because I shared an account with my brothers for the first several years because I didn't have the money to pay my own subscription. We were combining our resources as broke boys. And so we all shared, and there was only one computer in the house, so it didn't make a big difference. But when we moved to having multiple computers, suddenly having multiple accounts made sense. I don't remember how we decided who got to keep their account. I think we rolled dice for it. I like that you get every spec in the game now. I mean, I've always been a big Druid fan. And Druids, the last several expansions have been really strong, so that's made it easy. My guild has way too many healers, which is a rare problem to have, but it's a problem that this guild has. So we should have time to fish our way back up to 50 one more time. That'll push it at 200 of the roughly 750 that each one of these things seem to take. So I knocked out a good piece of it. A lot more than I thought I would get to. It's been pretty quick. I mean, with this many people, it's kind of a constant uptime, which is great. Hopefully, I have this same luck with the other nights that I do this. I should probably, in all honesty, just stay up and crank it out right now, but I have to be an adult and go to bed on time and be reasonable. Just because, like, this is such a good group, and you don't always get this when it's convenient for you. Could check on my professions, fishing. Should pop any second here. There it is. Cast again, and then it should be catch all of the rare Legion fish. These are what I'm missing. I don't know what of these. I need to look these up. So I need to look these up. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Look these up and see if any of them are tied to these fishing buddy things. Because if they're tied to a fishing buddy I've already done, I wouldn't know to do it. So I need this fishing buddy, and I need one more, and I need Margot's. So it's at least another like 6 hours of fishing this expansion. And then I need these rare fish, because this is the only achievement standing between me and my artifact fishing rod. I'm not really super worried about leveling it, I mostly just want to have it. Because I think a lot of these things, like especially the fishing buddies, they're going to get harder to find groups for. So like the content's not going away, but the group aspect of it is, because the people are going to go fish in the new areas, because that's going to be where the money is. So it'll be hard to find groups for this. And probably the first month or two of the expansion, I don't know that I would come back to Legion or Garrison at all. I'm just way better off spending. You can just make too much money per minute playing BFA. I mean, it says I'm making 1,400 gold an hour right now, but a lot of that's that 1,800 gold item that I tossed in the trash by using it. Is this my fishing skill leveling? So my fishing skill is already capped. This stream, the goal was to cap my archaeology. And so I actually capped that with plenty of time left in the stream. So I moved on to working on fishing. I'm already at cap, but there's actually like there's an artifact fishing rod, which is kind of like if comparing to 14, it's kind of like a relic for your fisher. And so I'm working through the things that I need to have for that. So I'll probably be fishing with my afternoon/evening streams for the next week or so. Just trying to push through all my secondaries. Just trying to get... I'm trying to avoid a lot of combat because I know that I know I'm going to have a ton of combat on the 13th, 14th. And then it just... With BFA, like, fishing is something I don't think will lead to a lot of burnout. So it's a way I can be productive right now and definitely keep my mind in the game. I'd like to have between 200 and 250,000 gold, so if I'd stop spending gold from here till the expansion and I just let my auctions trickle in, I should be somewhere in that range. So I'm really just pretty happy with where I'm at. I guess I could go level Paladin, but I'm so worried that, like, I don't want to level anything because I don't want to do leveling content because that's what I'm about to grind the crap out of. And I haven't done a lot of marathon leveling in the last year, so I don't want to lead to a lot of burnout. And I'm gonna have to do Pagos in 14 like the week before, so there will be this big rush of that. So basically, starting on the 7th, I'll be doing Pagos until it's done, and then I'll probably chill on WoW that week, and then as soon as I'm done with Pagos, I'll probably take it easy on all MMOs. Maybe play Fortnite, play some racing games. I mean, I may log on and do my dailies, I may not. Just really prepping for the expansion, like, mentally, because burnout is real. You just got your Scholar Atma weapon? Very nice. I'm really excited they've lowered that Fate grind time down to 4 or 5 hours. It used to just be ridiculous. So technically we have 1 more minute till 11, so I was planning on fishing until I got another 50 of these, but I got to talking, and I'm now at 85, so I think I should push for the 100. That'll be 250 of my 750, so I will be a third of the way done with this one. So when this one comes back up, I'll only have the other 2/3 to go. There is a very real risk that I don't find a group this big again, ever. So that's why I'm excited to have gotten this much done now. Because I don't know how many people are going to keep doing it the next week. Because, like, I'm seeing some different underlight anglers and stuff, and so there's no reason for those guys to be here. I think I missed it. So we'll fish this up to 100, call it a night. Meh, probably should just call it a night now. Fish it to 90, I guess. 90, it's a good compromise. I don't know. Just do it. It's right there. 100's right there. Stick to it. So I'm missing 2, 4, 6, 7 fish. 7 fish is not very many. The problem is if each of those take like an hour, that's still another 7 hours. Plus assuming that at least like 4 hours of that is just fishing up fishing buddy stuff that's not related to one of those fish. I probably have another 13 hours of fishing to do between now and the 7th. And I don't know when that's going to happen because that's a lot more time than I've been putting into these games lately. We'll see. How am I doing on this Draenor thing? Unlock Fishing Shack. None of them. That's fantastic. I don't really want to do any Draenor stuff until I have flying unlocked there. And what I'm missing for flying is rep. So I just need to keep grinding dailies whenever I'm willing. Hopping over to Talador and cranking out dailies. I just need to be revered with them. So I don't know how close I'm getting on that. I feel like I've got to be getting in the ballpark. So if we go to Draenor, I've got to be revered with Order of the Awakened. I'm halfway through Honored. I've got to be revered with Vol'jin, and I'm two-thirds of the way through Honored. But then I've got to be revered with Saberstalkers, and they are still friendly, because I have not been going south and doing my Saberstalker dailies. I can buy rep tokens? How do I buy rep tokens? 99. I need one more. One more. This will be it. This will be the cast right here. Because it always drops at least one. It's usually like 2 to 4, I think. Great success. All right. There we go. 250 in. Oh, yes. We are now buddies. Next would be good buddies, I think. And then friend and then best friend. Anything I can vendor there? Nope. Okay. Sell price 40 gold. My God. Thank you. Don't mind if I do. Alright. Because I don't have any use for them. All they do is increase your skill up. And since I don't have my artifact weapon, I don't get any power for that. So we'll go ahead and leave party. Easy enough. Go ahead and hearth it up. Probably best to be in Dream Grove. Yeah, Nick, I agree with you. I might not find another group. I want to stay. It's just too late. I have to get up early, so I've got to choose in-game progress or out-of-game progress. But I agree with you. That might be the last good group that I get a chance to be part of. So because he's only going to be up 2 more times, and there's a chance that those people aren't in either of those. So it's probably the last time that it'll be that good. I've been playing for a month, and I've been skipping it every 6 days or whatever. So it's my fault if it takes longer. I'm missing that buddy and one more, so I'm glad I knocked out a third of it at that decent pace. Because that would be a bummer if... I mean, grinding that stuff solo is going to suck, is the honest answer. You bought 21 of them and got rep in 2 minutes. Medallion of the Legion. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Okay. Well, I'm prepping for bed here. I will go ahead and swap to my bank and check that out. Medallion of the Legion. 20k is not cheap, but it is good to know. I'm sure they're only going to get more expensive because they probably come from Draenor content. So that just gets more and more rare the older it gets. Because it's already easily soloable, so like they're just gonna get lost in time. Let me just check this real quick. You said it was called Medallion. Medallion of the Legion, 30,000 gold. And there are a bunch of them, and it looks like 30,000 gold is its average price. Region sale average 10,000. My server market value is 28. They're currently sitting up at 30. They sell almost one a day, so I don't know where they come from, but they happen pretty regularly. Fantastic. Huh. Very cool. Well, thank you for that. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up for the night. I'll start emptying my mailbox. I'm sure I got a bunch of expired stuff. The expired stuff's always before the good stuff. So we'll go ahead and start clearing out auctions. And I'm gonna head to bed. I will see you guys in the morning. I will be streaming some Final Fantasy in the morning. And thank you guys so much for hanging out. This was fun. And a nice and relaxing way to wrap up the day. So I will see you guys. They come from Elites in Tanan. Oof, that's a tough grind. Talk to you later.